Hello, welcome to my favorite video topic. And since it's my favorite, and it's very important, it's a video topic that we are going to be doing on a regular basis, maybe a couple times a year. I think it's very important and it's very interesting. So today's video is about relationships. And I think it's important because we all are in relationships with other people. But I like to focus more on romantic relationships in this video.
That's good.
Hello, romance partner.
Hello.
So, there's a couple things I'd like to bring up that as women, we don't realize we're doing to the men that we love and that we chose to spend our lives with. And that is a form of communication. It's complaining. And I'm guilty of that too. I remember decades ago, I wasn't in a very good place, vibration-wise, and I didn't have enough room for my undergarments. And I remember, rather than telling my boyfriend, asking him, "Hey, do you think we can go furniture shopping? I need another dresser." I start complaining. I'm like, "Damn it, there's nowhere for me to put my undergarments. Why don't I have any room? What is going on here?" And he had come to me, and I've always been very good at choosing romantic partners. He came to me and said, "Listen, wouldn't it have been much better if you would have said, 'Can we go shopping for a dresser?'" And I couldn't believe that. I was floored. It was so thought-provoking. That statement was just so profound to me. I never thought of that. Plus, I grew up watching a mother bitch, nag, and complain to my father all my life. A lot of us have. I thought it was normal. And then these poor men, there's been a poll. You ask men what is the major thing they do not like that their wives do and they wish that they would change. And number one thing that most of them say is the bitching, the nagging, the complaining. And
it's not always about, and just to clarify, I think she's talking about not nagging or complaining about the man, just about anything, just about
to the man about stuff.
Stupid things like sarcastic stuff. "Oh, great. Look, I can't find my keys. Oh, great. Look, oh, great. I got it. It's like,
that's a negative person. Now you're talking about negativity.
That too. That's a form of complaining. Just,
Right.
being sarcastic about everything in life. They've got this poor me attitude of like, oh, life is against them. And they're just going to just be, sarcastic about it, as opposed to trying to figure out a way to do something about it.
Exactly. The lights in my closet, 2 of the light bulbs are out. And what did I tell you? I was like, okay, I'm not going to bitch. It was annoying. You turn on the light and you can barely see. So I told him very sweetly, "Marcus, can you please put 2 new light bulbs up in my closet?" And I was so proud of myself because there was a time when I would go, "Damn it, I can't see."
It's all how you look at things. Some people, it's all perspective. Like, are you going to look at things and focus on the poor you, the bad stuff, or are you going to focus on what can we do about it in a nice way?
Well, a lot of it is breaking, the cycle from your parents. It took me a while to break that cycle, seeing my mother complain and bitch. A lot of women have in the 70s. A lot of my friends and I grew up watching that. Anyways, the best way to avoid that is to be cognizant of it, be aware that, we do that. And when we find something that we need help from our husbands with, is broken or something, take that as a challenge, an opportunity to approach it in a different way, in a more positive and genteel manner, right?
Right on.
Okay, another thing Another thing that is easy to get caught up in is I'm late for a very important date. I'm late. I've got to go. We're in a hurry. Got to go. And the next thing you know, you've lost 5 years of your life together. So I think a very important thing so that you don't, lose touch with your significant other, your husband, boyfriend, whatever, is making time
for each other.
So Sunday, no matter what, since I've known Marcus 10 years, every Sunday is our day from the moment we wake up to the moment we go to sleep. And that's very helpful. Plus, it's nice to have, we all have heard date night. We do date night once or twice a week. Another thing that helps is choosing wisely. It helps when someone is so lovable. When they do annoying things, I just think about the cute things he does.
What do I do that's annoying?
Oh, a couple annoying things.
Like what?
Do you really want me to say? Well, it's something you really want me to say?
What? I don't even know what it is.
Well, when his food is too hot or something, he'll spit it out. And I'm like, that is such bad manners. Yeah, that's the worst. That's what you do.
That's the worst.
It is. It's the worst.
Too bad.
Oh, it kills me every time he does that. I cringe. But I'm like,
Well, you'd rather I burn my mouth.
I don't know. But you just replace that with good thoughts. Another thing that's very important, I would see family relatives do this, okay? The women in my family. When they would fight with their husbands, they'd go and tell every woman in their family and their girlfriends about the fight. And when the husband would make up, when he would acknowledge his mistake, when he would repair it and take responsibility for it and repair it, the relationships went normal again for the woman and the man. But her family is still angry at him because she blabbed all their personal fighting towards her family. So when people complain about their spouses to you or their boyfriends or girlfriends, and they just say, I know, can you believe how bad they are and this and that? It doesn't, when they're doing that to me about their significant other, it doesn't make that person look bad to me in my eyes. What it does is it makes that person doing the complaining look bad in my eyes. I'm thinking, well, if they're so bad, why'd you choose them? Like, it makes you look bad for choosing somebody like that if you're going to complain so heavily about that person. Am I right?
Well, it's also, we just don't want negative people around us. Nobody wants to hear somebody whining and complaining about anything.
But it's a common thing. That
Yeah, but I like people that take it upon themselves to take care of it, to fix the problem,
Sure.
to hit the problem straight on and do something about it, rather than just whining about it to everyone else and not doing anything really about it.
But it's a common thing, and if you're one of those people, then boom, we're bringing it to your attention right now. And then, some things to maintain the relationship. Marcus and I, it's so simple. Women are not the only one that like receiving love notes. Guys do too. And, he even told me, I love when I see you left me a note, because I go to bed early before him sometimes. And when I go upstairs at night, my slippers will be all, and when I come down in the morning, they're all nice and put together, and it pulls at my heart. It's sweet. The little things. And I think it's the little things, that, can maintain and grow a relationship. And just like in the positive, it's the little things that can destroy a relationship as well. So I want to avoid as many negative little things.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, they think in order to make the other person happy, they have to do big, expensive things. It's actually the little tiny homemade things that are more precious than if you went out and spent $1,000 on something. It's the little personal things, just the little, like you said, the little touches. And as far as the negative stuff, I think it's the repetitiveness of it. You can forgive once or twice of a little stupid thing, but if they do it all the time and it's a habit and they don't change, and that's something that people should recognize up front. You see this stuff probably happening the moment you meet somebody. You just don't acknowledge it. You don't want to see that. But you got to realize when you're shopping around for new people, they're going to be on their best behavior. So whatever bad thing you see them doing, they're not going to change. That's just who they are. And you got to see that up front. Look at it. Look for signs the first couple of weeks, the first few months. Whatever it is that annoys you, that's not going to go away. I mean, women always think, oh, I can change him.
Yeah.
Everybody thinks that I can fix this person.
Right.
I can change that person.
Right.
Women
they are changers, and men are, I think men are passive aggressive maybe in that department because they don't say anything in the beginning and then down the line, now it's a problem.
Like we said in the last video, deal with your issues right away. Don't let them grow. Don't let them eat away. You just, whatever you see.
Right, just nip it in the bud.
Right away, yeah.
Somebody asked me, please tell me that you guys fight once in a while, you get in disagreements. Yes, we don't get into an argument or a fight, but we kind of shut down. Maybe he doesn't want to talk to me. And I respect his space and I want my space respected too. And the next morning, we're fine. I think we just need to sleep on it. It's not that big of a deal. I just prefer to sleep on it. And in the morning, do you notice that with me?
Yeah, I mean, it's good to have space.
A sure way, what I've seen time and time again to destroy a relationship, to destroy somebody's life, is the nagging and the bitching and the complaining. I've seen it with my own mother on a day-to-day basis. And I think her husband's actually literally died. They wanted out.
The dog died, the husband died, both husbands died.
Both husbands passed.
And negativity killed.
And the dog, the beautiful black lab. It was getting organic fruits and vegetables and meat every day, exercise every day, and love and attention. All the ingredients to live a long, happy life, except for one thing. When my mother would do her daily bitching and complaining to her husband, her second husband, I watched the black lab, Natasha, I'd watch her get up from the kitchen, crouch her head, put her tail between her legs, and go and plop down behind the sofa because it was negatively affecting her. So yeah, that is, not only is it a relationship doomer, it's a killer. So if you are a nagging woman, try and get a hold of it. And the way you do is meditation. That's a really good way to do it. Everybody's different. What works for me may not work for you, but this probably will work for a lot of people. Here is a guided meditation video that I do. It's really helpful. It was my first ones. You're not really into meditation, but I don't know. Markus is perfect. He does things that I need meditation to accomplish.
Every moment of my life, I try to find peace and flow and adapt. And I think the reason people are negative is because they don't flow and adapt and accept and, they're just very,
regimented, yeah.
There's something that happens in childhood where a child learns if they cry, they get attention. Oh, poor baby. Oh, poor baby. So they learn at a very young age, if they cry and then they get attention. And some people never lose that. They grow up and they learn if they just keep crying like a large baby, that people are going to say that they get attention. Now, they don't realize that they're killing everybody around them by doing it, and they're pushing friends away, and they wonder why their friends aren't calling them anymore. But that is, you can trace it back to a lot of things previously in your life, and I think a lot of that is babies getting attention when they cry. And I was an only child. My parents were working all the time, and I had to learn to solve my own problems on my own. There was nobody there during the day to oh, poor guy. Oh,
Yeah,
poor,
baby you.
So I had to figure out on my own, well, crying's not going to do me any good. I got to figure out how to fix this thing on my own, or feed myself or do whatever it is I do. Everybody gets bad things in their life, bad moments, but it's how you handle the problem. If you calmly go, okay, well, that happened. What can we do to deal with it? As opposed to, oh my God, that's how some people do. They don't really want to fix the problem. They just want to complain about it. If you have a meditative state all day long, if you're already in meditative state as you walk through life, as you float through life, and if something happens, something breaks and falls, you go, oh, okay, well, that happened, I'll just clean that up.
I had a mother that, was the latter. She complained and yelled. So it's a progress. It was a work in progress for me, and it still is. But realizing it and being aware of it is just life-changing.
It's a habit. Again, you form habits through your life, and you need to change the habit of looking at things negatively and start being more at peace. And, if you die, the bad stuff's going to continue happening, but you're out of it. So have a little death where you don't even exist anymore. That problem's there, but you don't exist anymore. They even say orgasm is little death. That's what that means. Yeah. And that's like the greatest moment is when you're not bothered anymore by things. The greatest moment of peace is when you die, because you don't worry about anything anymore. Well, if you could carry that with you all the time throughout the day, guess how much lighter you'd feel.
Yeah, that's what antidepressants are all about. That's why they're so successful, is because
you don't care.
You just don't care.
Don't take us wrong. We're not saying don't care about the other person. You can feel empathy for them and all that, and love and positive energy, but try to put out positive energy, encouragement, rather than discouragement and negativity. And I think in the topic of relationships, that's probably the best thing. You could be with the most inept person in the world, but if they're the nicest person in the world, if they're the calmest, most positive person in the world, you'll want to be with them, as opposed to somebody who is the most productive, rich, good looking, whatever, but they're negative.
That's where choosing wisely comes in. My father chose a woman based solely on her looks. Sure, she was beautiful, but what type of a person is she?
Yeah, she ended up killing him.
You could be with the most beautiful person in the world, but if they're negative, it doesn't look, that just goes to show you how silly looks are, just how ridiculous they are. It's the way the person makes you feel. It's nice to look nice, but it's wonderful to feel great. And as far as looking nice goes, wait a minute. I don't want to say it's not nice you don't have to.
It's respectful for the other person.
Right. I do like looking attractive. I comb my hair. I brush my teeth. I put a little makeup on and mascara so that I look good for my man. I think he appreciates that.
You do. And what's the thing that I say I like more than anything?
He likes me to smile.
That's it. If she's smiling, I'm good. Doesn't matter what's happening in life and what we're going through. If she's smiling, I can go through anything in life.
There's so many good men. I think men get a bad rap, but these guys are so amazing, especially this one. I saw a meme about a woman. I actually saw it. She goes, me in the morning trying to find my lid for my shake to go to the gym. And she's going crazy looking for her lid. Was it a commercial for a lid? I forget, but that's me. I was going crazy looking for a lid in the morning for my water. And what did Marcus do? The next morning, there's this big box. He goes, oh, that's for you. And it was all these lids, and I'm like, Marcus, he goes, anything to not have you upset, to make your life, just flow smoother. I feel like I won the romantic lottery, if you get a guy like that, hubby him. Some of you have been asking when we're going to get married. Are we married? What's going on with the marriage? Well, I just want to address this really quick. A lot of women, they say, oh, all my life since I was a little girl, I dreamt of my wedding day. all my life, since I was a little girl, all I dreamt of was not the wedding, it was the baby. So I accomplished the baby. And I don't know, I never really wanted a wedding. I never thought about, I mean, I like the party, but the price tag on that party, I could make a cheaper party than the price tag of a wedding party. I mean, that was the, but
we made a video about this. It's like, why, I'm not saying everybody's like this, but the reason a lot of women, why marriage is important to them, and I'm generalizing, don't think I'm talking about you personally, but a lot of women, it's security. They want to know that they're taken care of, that no matter what happens, that they get half of what the man has if something happens. Because,
well, yeah.
And so marriage to a lot of people is security. And we mentioned in the last video, that's an illusion. There's no such thing as security. Like that person that you knew, that she had a really rich husband. They got divorced and he got a good lawyer and she got $1 a month.
In alimony.
Yeah. So, and then there's the religious people where it's all about you have to get married because that is the right thing to do.
And then stay married even though you're miserable.
Do you know how many religious people have affairs?
Not only that, this is Jehovah's Witness. It's not okay to get divorced, but it's okay to kill your spouse. Oh my God, so many on the true crime stories, wow. You know, on 48 Hours, 2020, whatever. I see that over and over again. The main reason that they're killing their spouse is because they're Jehovah's Witnesses and it'd be abomination to get divorced. It's so silly. So I don't want to be tied to something like that.
The thing that I've always said, and she's a free spirit. And she's always been trained in her life that if something's wrong, run, run away. And just bolt. And she does. Like there's times where when she starts feeling a little closed in, she bolts. I like freedom too. Now, don't get me wrong here. What we're saying here is that if you're with somebody because of a piece of paper, because you're obligated to stay together, those people start resenting each other after a while. But if those two people are free to go at any time, but they stay with you, and they never leave, you know it's because they want to be with you, because they like being with you. And that to me is true honesty, because there's no contract that you need to be together. But if you are together, that makes you feel good because you know they're with you because they want to be with you. And it's more genuine. I like knowing that this person's with me because she wants to be with me. In our hearts, we are one. We're inseparable. We are in all, technical terms, one more than a lot of people who are married on paper or in a church. We are probably more bonded and closer than most people out there. And as far as what we believe religious-wise or contractually, that's none of people's business. What we do with our personal life is our personal business.
I remember my ex, who I was with for 14 years, his friend was very unhappily married to a very nagging woman. And I remember they were over, we were together, and he's getting beaten down by his woman, his wife. And I saw him turn to my boyfriend and say, "When are you getting married?"
Exactly.
Why aren't you married? And
that is exactly what a lot of these people are feeling. They want you to be miserable too.
That was what I read.
Yes.
Well, how come you aren't? You guys are. Yeah. When are you going to be married so that you can be as miserable as I am?
Exactly. I look at you like every day is the first day we met.
Yeah.
And by the way, if you guys have seen my other video about my previous relationships, I've taken really good care of them. I don't dump people. I don't say, okay, you're done, next. You know, it kind of confused you at first when we met. Like, why are you still taking care of these other people when you don't need to anymore?
It didn't bother me. I was so surprised because my ex-boyfriend, gave me $500, kept my laptop and said, find a good boyfriend, bye.
I value people who gave a part of their life to me, and I want to be thankful for that, appreciate for that, and I want to help them as long as possible. And relationships don't really end. They continue they just kind of change a little bit. They grow, they evolve. She's best friends with my ex, and they talk more than I talk to her. It's not a competition thing. It's not there's no insecurity in our life.
No.
And I have a feeling this is the best part of the video right here. This is the this is better than the first half. We treat every day like it's the first day we're meeting, and because the person can leave at any moment, you're on your best behavior and you appreciate every moment you have with them, as opposed to somebody who's bonded and forced to be together and they become miserable and they feel like they're trapped. Like those two Canada geese out there.
Oh,
I bet they don't have a piece of paper, but they bond for life.
Every year, the 2 geese and the 2 ducks.
Yeah, we have 2 ducks and 2 geese outside, and the lady's sleeping and the man is standing guard watching over her, and this never changes. Year after year, he's always watching over her.
Sweet to watch. Yeah.
There's no piece of paper. There's no religion.
But mind you guys, we have nothing. I don't have anything against people who want to get married. That's, it's your choice.
Yeah.
We totally respect that.
Yeah.
It's just for us, we don't believe that it's necessary. I've never had any inclination to get married, except for actually, I've had the opposite. My ex-boyfriend, I remember on Valentine's Day, and I adored him at the time, but on Valentine's Day, I thought he gave me a ring, and I thought it was an engagement ring, and I was really turned off. Not that I didn't love him or want to be with him. It was the marriage thing. So do you see, it's just something about us and marriage, and certain people with marriage.
And don't confuse what we're saying with being afraid to commit. You are taken care of. You remember we made you.
Yes.
She basically owns everything I have. We made legal papers to where if anything happens to me, it's all hers and her son's. She's taken care of no matter what. So don't ever think that what we're saying means fear of commitment, because that commitment.
No. But loyalty, that loyalty, I'm always loyal to you. You've said that. And I remember, again, an ex-boyfriend. It's so weird I say ex-boyfriends because his mother has only been with one man her entire life, and I've had a few boyfriends. But I remember this one boyfriend, physically he was terrible. But his personality was so awesome. I really enjoyed him. We were only together 4 months. It was not anything serious. He helped me out in my time of need. But I was very appreciative. We were a couple for a minute. And I remember he said, I love how loyal you are to me. As in, physically when we're out, I'd always hold his hand. I never would look at another man, no matter, if he was very good looking, because I am loyal to this person. This person makes me feel good, and I appreciate that. And in turn, I'm going to do everything I can to make this person feel as good as the way they make me feel. That when you find somebody like that, you hit the human lottery.
Jackpot.
Yeah, you hit the jackpot. And such a great topic. It's something a man can do for his woman if you want to make her feel good, is affection. And also tell her she is pretty. Tell her she looks good. I knew this old man, he was like 80 years old, and I said, do you want to make your wife feel on cloud 9? Yes. When she wakes up tomorrow morning, tell her, oh my God, you look particularly beautiful today. You will make her feel so good, even if these women really don't. It doesn't matter. We just want to hear it from you. And something I love that I think, let me know if women, and you don't do this enough. Men don't do it enough. Oh my God, I love to a man to come up from behind me and wrap his arms around my waist. Just feels.
Did that yesterday.
Did you? Yeah. I love it. It's a wonderful
You're
feeling.
so caught up in your 90-day fiance thing.
No, I don't watch that.
Uh-huh.
Anyways, everything is better. And also, one more thing, I I never really needed many girlfriends in my life, or, I do need alone time. But one thing I do require is a man in my life, because when there's two, life is just easy. You have your best friend by you all the time, and just so wonderful too. Of course, some people, are into one, that's fine, but majority, all the experts and relationship people, the science is there. Two is better than one. So choose that other person wisely and treat them as beautifully, and it's just a recipe for a happy life. Oh, you're so cute. You're letting me just drive this total video, right? Okay, what I'm gonna do now is I love taking care of the one I love. I'm gonna go make you something to eat.
I like that.
What do you want to eat?
Anything you make is fine.
So sweet.
You're my gourmet chef in the house, so it doesn't matter. Everything she makes is great.
Aw, this is a great video. I love this topic.
It's good to have a partner in life.
Yes.
All right. See you next week, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.